Welcome back to Civic Education Minds. I'm Teacher K. Today we are going to look at legal system, and in specific we're going to look at the elements of a crime. Now every crime has got two elements, and these elements are actus reus and mens rea. So let's look at these elements in details. But before we do that, I just want to emphasize that don't confuse the elements of a crime with the elements of a good legal system. These two are different. Elements of a crime, there are two: actus reus and mens rea. Let's look at these in details. We have actus reus, the first one that we'll look at. Now these are Latin terms, and in English, actus reus means the physical act. What do we mean when we say actus reus? Here we are saying the wrongful act or omission which creates offenses such as rape, murder, burglary, or defilement. In other words, what we're trying to say is a crime has got an element of the physical act that takes place. For example, when we look at theft, there is the taking away of something and keeping it. In murder, there is the action of killing. So you can stab this person, you shoot this person, beat this person, or any other way that you kill this person. So in other words, every crime has a physical act that is taking place, meaning someone is performing an action, physically doing something. So actus reus just talks about the physical act that you perform when you're committing a crime. Now, how can we define actus reus if it comes in an exam? We can say it refers to the physical act, conduct, or behavior that constitutes a criminal offense. Then we look at mens rea. Now, mens rea is also a Latin term, and in English it means mental state. So we're looking at the mental state. The first one, we're looking at the physical act that you do in committing a crime. Here we're looking at the mental state, the mind of the person who was committing the crime. So here we're referring to the intention or the desire to cause harm, loss, or injury on the victim. And when I say victim, I'm referring to the person that was offended. We can also say it is the guilty state of the mind, the blameworthy state of mind on the part of the offender. So in other words, mens rea means a guilty mind, malice aforethought, or guilty intent. So mens rea involves assessing the defendant's state of mind, knowledge, intent, or recklessness when they engaged in the criminal conduct. When they were killing this person, did they know what they were doing? Were they aware that when I use a knife on this person, this is going to be the result? This is why you find that they have to look at the state of the mind. Because if you find, for example, someone who is mentally challenged, are they going to be aware if they stab someone with a knife or if they stone someone that this stone is going to cause harm to this person? Or they just think that it is playing? Same with a child. If a child gets a knife and playing with a brother, stabs the brother or the sister or the mother, they don't understand the harm that it is going to cause. So we're looking at the state of the mind, and we can define it as the mental state or intent of the person who commits a criminal act. Let's look at an example that will help us to understand these elements further. Let's say you find money on a table or chair and you get it. In mens rea, we're saying if you see the money and think, I'm going to take it and I know it's not mine. That's the guilty state of mind. You know that the money is not yours, but you still decide to get the money. You knowingly and intentionally took the money and intended to keep the money for yourself permanently without giving it back to the person that this money belongs to. Now, under the element of actus reus, the act of you actually picking up the money and walking away without the consent of the owner is the guilty action that you have committed in that theft. In other words, what we're trying to say is for someone to be legally guilty of theft, you need both the guilty state of mind, mens rea, and the guilty action, actus reus, to occur. If someone took the money by accident, that would not be theft because the guilty state of mind is missing. They did not know that the money was not theirs, or they did not know that they had actually picked up the money. It was just an accident that they got the money. So that is an example that we can give for us to be able to understand the two elements of a crime. I just wanted us to go over those two terms. Thank you for being with me. Please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up. I will see you in the next video.